Hi everybody, welcome back, and we're going to find out what move Black came up with in order to save his bishop. So Black played pawn to e5, and the idea of this is to continue with pawn takes d4 in order to protect the bishop and make him stronger. So White now has two choices to consider to prevent that by capturing the pawn or play something else and allowing pawn takes pawn. So we're going to take a look at both. If White tries to take the pawn, pawn takes pawn, play continues with queen takes queen, rook takes queen, knight takes pawn, knight takes knight, and then bishop takes knight. And the black bishop has escaped, so that doesn't work, and White is losing with the loss of pawns. So it's important to think positionally and not material wise. So exchanging pawns and exchanging materials is not an option here, has to be avoided. So what should White do? White should continue with his idea to chase after the bishop. Queen c2 was played, immediately attacking the bishop, but allowing pawn takes pawn. So again, I have to wonder if I should recapture the pawn at this point or play another move. And White really needs to understand the situation if he wants to keep his positional advantage. So let's see what happens if pawn takes pawn. Then we get knight takes pawn, and then there are two possibilities: queen takes bishop or rook takes knight takes knight. So queen takes bishop fails completely after knight e3 with a fork, so we can't consider that. And knight takes, because of the attack on the queen, fails after bishop takes d4, so the bishop is escaping once again. White can still recapture one pawn, but that's it, and White will have no compensation for his sacrificed pawns. So Black can simply castle into safety and will win because of his advantage in material. So if White plays rook d1 in order to make some sort of pin on the bishop, Black can play bishop f2 check with the discovered attack on the rook, so that doesn't work, and there's no compensation left for White. So pawn takes pawn. Recapturing the pawn is a bad move. So again, White needs to think positional wise and sacrifice yet another pawn, and instead play bishop takes knight. So knight takes bishop, and at this point White is down 3 pawns in comparison. But finally White can take advantage of the position and start his counterattack. So if pawn takes pawn, Black cannot recapture anymore, because if bishop takes, we have queen e4 with check, and Black will have lost his bishop. So no more free pawns for Black. The only move is bishop a5, because White is threatening to recapture the bishop, and now White has a strong attack coming up. with queen e4 check. Let's see at a few options right now. So if bishop e6, then we can continue with queen takes, check, and then bishop d7, queen c5, attacking the bishop again, bishop b6, rook e1 check, bishop e6, queen c6 check, king f8, and bishop a3 check, king g8, and then finally white can crush through with an exchange, and black cannot recapture, because if he does we get queen e6 checkmate, just to give you an idea of how poor black's position really is. So if instead of bishop e6 black tries queen e7, then we get once again queen c6 check with a fork, so that doesn't work either. So king f8 was played, and white continues with queen c6 anyways to gain a pawn. So we have bishop g4 in order to protect the rook, and then we have queen c5 with a fork, king g8, queen takes, and finally taking advantage material wise of the better position, pawn to c6, hoping to exchange queens, which at this point is in white's favor. So queen takes queen, rook takes, and bishop to e5, attacking the bishop, knight to e5, attacking the bishop. Black can take the pawn because of rook b8 mate. So bishop f5 was played to save the bishop, and then rook to the 7th rank, creating a strong attack. Bishop d3, rook e1, rook to f8 in order to protect against the attack, and bishop to a3, pawn c5, forcing the bishop to c5, so the rook can come out with tempo, but it can all be ignored because of the continuation knight to f7, and there's nothing left actually for black to play. If rook takes, we get rook e8 mate, so that doesn't work. a6, and then finally knight to h6, which forces black to gain knight. Pawn takes because of the cornered position of black's king. He can't flee so as to recapture. Then the second rook comes into e7, and black tries to flee, but it's to no avail. Rook h7, king to g8, and finally rook to g7, checkmate. So that's it. I hope this game gives you some insight in pawn sacrifices and what the goals are you have to look for when you're doing them, and I hope you enjoyed the game, and thanks for watching and have a great evening.